Welcome to this tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to share with you the best OBS settings for the low-end PCs. So you're working with a computer that you feel like that computer is not capable to do streaming services, maybe in your church or maybe for your YouTube channel. So these are some of the settings you can go to apply so that you can go to use it effectively. Now the first thing you need to know is that you need to have the OBS program running on your PC. So if you don't know how to download the OBS software, so basically you go to your web browser and then you search for the OBS software, and then you can go to follow the prompts so that you can go to install it. So for example, you can type here OBS. Yeah, so it is going to show me there that option, and then I click OK. Then I go to OBS download, so I click on download, and then I've already downloaded it myself. So you just go to this option that is download, and then when you go to that option, it's going to ask you down here, do you want the download installer, do you want via BitTorrent, or do you want as a zip code, as a zip file? You click on the download installer, and then you can go to follow the prompts and download, and also be able to install it into your PC. So I've already done that. I'll just go straight to my code, to my program. Now in this case, I'm going to go to settings. So this is basically the studio mode. I've already set this on studio mode, so I'll just go to settings and then allow it to load. So in these settings we have general, we have appearance, we have stream, we have output, we have audio, video, hotkeys, accessibility, and advanced. So all these are options, but in this case we are just going to focus on one area that is very critical. So for example, when you talk about stream, this is where you decide to select the service. Do you want to use either Twitch? Do you want to use YouTube? Do you want to use Facebook? Do you want to use Restream.io, Twitter, whatever else that you have? So whatever service you want to use, you can go ahead and select. The next one is output. So output is very critical, and this is exactly where you're supposed to make the following changes to ensure that you have the right live streaming. So the first thing you need to do is to change the output mode to C, to advanced. So you change the output mode here to be advanced. Yeah. Now in this case we have got different tabs. We have got the streaming tab, we have got the recording tab, and audio and replay buffer. So all these are options that we need to know. Now the first thing that we need to apply is the restreaming settings. So restreaming settings, the first thing is the audio encoder will remain to be this. So the way it has been encoded, in this case you just retain it the way it is. Make sure that the audio track is also one. Then make sure that the Twitch has not been interfered with. Make sure that the video encoder is X264 the way it is. Don't change anything. We have the quick sync, and then we have the other. So this one needs to be default, and everything in this case should be default. Now the changes will start from this point. Now we have the encoder settings for the streaming. So the first thing you need to ensure that the rate control is CBR. Yeah, so then you have the bitrate to be 2500. So when you have the bitrate to be higher, it will be able to consume a lot of the bandwidth. Yeah, now you need to set it to be lower so that it can be able to allow you to be able to have all the, you avoid that what you call the dropped frames due to internet connectivity, or maybe because the internet, because the PC cannot be able to process this information quickly. So you need to have something like 2500. That one is correct, kilobytes per second. That is very much correct. Now you need to set your keyframe interval to be 2 seconds. So make sure that the keyframe intervals are 2 seconds, and make sure that you set the usage, CPU usage, to be ultra fast, because you need to process this data very fast. So you need to set it to be ultra fast. Then you also need to change the profile to be main. So you just go there and make sure that you change it to be main, and then tune. Now when you talk about tune, you need to make sure that it is zero latency, nothing drags down. so everything is up and running. So zero latency is also supposed to be set. Now after you do those settings, you go to the next one, and that is now the recording part. Now maybe you want to record a video and then you post it later, so the following are the settings that you need to make in this case. So we are still under this particular area, so we go to now in this case you're going to go and change some settings here. So the first thing that you need to do is to make sure that you change the path is okay where the videos are going to be stored. Now the recording format is like that, we need it to be in MKV, but in case you want it to be in MP4, you just click on MPG4, and this one you can do to get that out there. Then you continue to the next one that you have the audio encoder. So we have the audio encoder is correct. The only thing that you need to change is here the video encoder. So the video encoder should be set to X264. Now when you set it to X254, the next thing that is supposed to do is to open to you all these things. The other things you can just leave them the way they are. You don't need to change them, so you just leave them the way they are. Now you go to CBR, the rate control is CBR. Then here the bit rate, you can increase it because you're not using any bandwidth. You can just go ahead and even use 7000 kbps per second. So you can go ahead and use that one to be the highest in this case. Yeah. And then you go to the next one, we have got the keyframe. The keyframe is supposed to be set to 2 seconds. Keyframes are going to be set to 2 seconds. And then we also need to set the CPU speed to be very fast. So I think very fast is okay. Then the profile you also need to set it to main, and then also the tune you need to set it to zero latency. Then after you have done all the settings, the next thing to do is just to click on apply. So when you click on apply and then you click OK, so you can be able to have those settings already put in there. Now the next thing that I need to show you, maybe I can go back to my settings. I need to show you the output. Yeah, I need to show you the video. So when you talk about the video, basically you can see the best resolution is similar to that of the output resolution. So in case you want to reduce maybe the base resolution to 1280, and also you can to change the output resolution to be 1280, yeah, 720. So by so doing, what you're trying to do is that you are making sure that whatever is being displayed as the best resolution is similar to what is going to be given as the output resolution. And by so doing, you're able to realize that there will be no lagging in your video when you're live streaming. And then you also need to set the frames per second to be 30, because if you put it to be so high like 60 and so on and so forth, it can also be able to lead to your streaming to start lagging because lag maybe the processing of that computer can be 60 frames per second. So that is very important for you to understand. Just set it to 30 because 30 is manageable number for every low-end PC and for your live streaming. Now the next thing that you need to do as you are setting up everything up for your live streaming is to select the streaming service. So you need to click here to select the streaming service. For example, I want to stream Facebook, I click here and then it will ask me for the stream key. So I enter the stream key here and then I can be able to start streaming. Now the next thing that you need to understand in this case is the issue of audio. So with audio, you just leave the settings the way they are. So these settings are just okay. You can just leave them the way they are. So up to that point, these are some of the basic settings that you can put into place so that your low-end PC can give you a quality live streaming. And I hope that one will help, and then see you in my next video.